to A Journey to Real Freedom, Part 17. Scene 6. After the meal at the Strange Cafe, we headed off. We finally arrived at the California border, as Mum pointed to the sign that said California. "Here we are, sweetie. We will now be entering our new life in sunny California," she said, rather excited, as it actually began to rain. I had to laugh to myself as she looked at me, a little puzzled from what she said. I was getting really excited myself, rain or not. Actually, I was very excited and didn't care about the rain. I was dreaming about the big ocean and how I would get to play in the water. "Mum, what's the big ocean called again?" I asked, all bubbly. "You mean the Pacific Ocean?" she said, as she rubbed my head. "Yes, that's it," I said. "That's it, the Pacific Ocean. Can we go there right now, Mum?" She looked at me and smiled. "Well, it's still a ways, so just relax, and we will be there soon, sweetie." I couldn't relax. I felt like getting out of the car and running all around. I had been in this car way too long, and I needed to run and jump and play in the dirt or something, just like what kids do. Oh well, I thought, I'll just leave. I soon dozed off to sleep again and went into my dreamland as she drove onward. This time I was walking along a road, and there were cars passing me. I didn't recognize where I was at, but I kept walking for some reason anyhow. I seemed to be looking for the car that my mum was in, so that she could give me a ride to the beach. That was the idea that was in my head at the time. I knew I was near the ocean because I could smell the ocean breeze. I wanted to find Mum so that she would take me there quickly. As I was walking along, a little white sports car pulled up right alongside of me. The person driving the car was a tall man with a dark beard. For a moment I didn't think anything of it, but then I realized it was the man ReBISAR that I had seen many times before in my dreams. "I know you, sir," I said. "You're the man in my dreams, ReBISAR." "You sure do know me, youngster. Do you want a ride to the big ocean?" he asked, as he looked straight through me with his dark eyes and presence. I hesitated for a moment, because I had the idea of finding Mum and riding with her. I was in my dream world that the Earth people know little about. Therefore my senses were trying to get used to the new surroundings. Then I figured that Mum was probably back on Earth, and ReBISAR was here for a reason. He looked at me with his dark, piercing eyes, then formed a little grin and said, "Guess what, sonny? Your mum doesn't know you are here." I began to laugh, because that is what I was thinking. "Really?" I said. "Okay, I'll come with you." So I jumped in the white car with ReBISAR, and we sped off up the road. While we were driving fast along the road, ReBISAR asked me, "So, Duane, how do you like your life so far?" I had to laugh, because if I remembered right, he asked me that before, in another experience. I really didn't know what he meant by what he asked, but there was something different being in my dreams as opposed to being in my physical body. I liked the dreams better. "Do you mean being here instead of on the Earth?" I asked. He looked at me while he was driving and smiled. "Yes," he said. "I like being here a lot, sir," I said. "I'm discovering that I can do what I want while I'm in this place. I feel so much freer here. I love Mum very much, but she doesn't want to know anything about what I am doing. I wish she would listen to me and at least say something." "You are going to find that most Earth people are stuck with themselves and their conditioned routines, and have been taught to forget about how wonderful they really are as beings of light, he said. Wow, I thought. What did he just say? What is it that you want to do, Duane? He asked as he drove along. To get to the ocean, where I came from, I replied. He looked at me with a grin and said, Young Duane, that's why I'm here. I'm your guide. You are? Wow, this is great. Will you also show me where I can meet some of the angels my grandma spoke about? He actually laughed aloud and said, I sure will. Just as he laughed, the car began to leave the road and fly up into the sky and into the clouds. You can make this car fly, ReBISAR, sir? I asked. Whatever it takes to make your dreams come true, Sonny. Look up ahead, he said. We were in the sky in a matter of moments, and higher than any mountain top. Then we were suddenly in the midst of enormous giant white clouds all around us. I looked over the side of the door, and all I saw was a great blue ocean far below. Look up ahead, Sonny. I'll set us down right over there, he said, as he turned the car to the right a little, and then landed it on one of the clouds. This cloud can hold this heavy car? I asked, as I slowly got out. Of course it can. It really weighs nothing. Just like everything else here, he said, as he got out of the car. This is fun. I can walk on the clouds, I said, as I slowly walked around, feeling wonderful and free. Look up there, Duane, he said, as he pointed further up in the sky. What I was seeing was wonderful. There was suddenly a whole lot of angels with big wings coming from the sky, descending towards us. There must have been hundreds of them. I stood there, feeling the amazing reality of where I was. These beings were beautiful, and all dressed in white robes. All of them sailed right down to us, and landed on the cloud next to ReBiSar and me. All of them landed so gracefully as their huge wings folded behind them. Then one of them moved forward and did a slight bow, then held out his hand to touch mine. "Hello, young Duane. We are here to greet you. We are some of the angels that watch over mankind from the great astral city of light," said the handsome young-looking man. "You are the real angels that my grandmother told me about? Did you come through the holes in the covering?" I asked. The man laughed and then said, "Your grandmother hasn't been here lately. We've replaced that idea with something better. Look for yourself," as he pointed beyond the large group of angels and into the distance, as he gestured with his arm and body toward the distant sky. A huge, wondrous city began to appear that had thousands of different lights emanating from it. The giant clouds seemed to part as this miraculous spectacle revealed itself to me. Naturally, I stood there with my mouth open and totally stunned by the vision I was seeing. "Is that heaven?" I asked, as I was staring with a fixed gaze at what I found to be hard to believe. "This is merely part of the first heaven of man. What you are seeing is an area known as the City of Lights, which is located on this level of the astral realm," said the man.